You and Chris are going to be in here talking about God knows what.
That dance move off Caddyshack, the little gopher.
Oh, the gopher dance. There ain't nothing like the gopher dance, man. You know, little Kenny Loggins and a gopher dance.
What I'm talking about.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to another exciting episode of The Retro Show.
Welcome to our time machine.
Welcome to our time machine. And yours, too, as we take you back to talk about all the things that happened when we were growing up in the 70s and 80s. Of course, the Retro Show is...
We're not telling everything. We're not telling everything. Ladies and gentlemen, the Retro Show is... an homage.
It is an homage to growing up in the 70s and 80s like Chris and I did. You want to find out more about the podcast, and, you know, why wouldn't you? Head on over to retroshow.net. You can find out all sorts of things there, Chris. You can find out... one, how to support the podcast. A little bit later on, we're going to be saying hi to our producers. Got a brand new one to talk about on this episode.
Very proud of that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. And, of course, you can look to our store link where we have all sorts of cool things. I'm going to lean off camera here and pull something into view here. What? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that you can get...
For who the brew flows.
Yeah, for who the brew flows. It is a medium roast coffee, meaning it's not, it's kind of right there in the middle,
Yeah.
It's usually what I get are medium roast, Chris.
Not me.
But
bold is beautiful, baby.
That's right. And we have one of those too.
Yep.
Called Your Ex's Soul.
Yep.
Dark and bitter. That you can get that also at our store there. So yeah, we're doing coffee. I got some ideas for some more coffee coming out. We also have shirts. We have coffee mugs you can drink your coffee in. And when you get this coffee, Chris, not everybody would put dad jokes.
I know, right?
On the side. I'm like, we're not going to give them away. You got to order the coffee to read these fantastic dad jokes. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry to play hardball.
Guaranteed to get an eye roll from your 17-year-old daughter.
Yes. And you know what? That's always a win.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you can do that. Do you not go out of your way now to try to get a reaction like that?
Is this important? Oh,
no.
Okay. All right, just make sure.
He's just picking up random. Guys, you don't see the top of the table here. There's a reason for that. It's like this big rat's nest of wires that I do to make this happen.
Dude, we went into a heartfelt episode one night, and we just laid it all on the table for you people, and then Butch calls me the next day and goes, guess what? I didn't hit record. Yeah.
It was a great episode, too.
It was.
Ladies and gentlemen, the episode Chris has been dreading. This is a getting to know you episode.
What?
Chris Curtis is the guest, as well as the co-host
What?
of the Retro Show. We're going to be asking Chris questions. I'm asking Chris questions. And,
I've been watching, Senate hearing reviews. I got this.
Oh, you got this? I would like to refer that to my attorney, please. Or my favorite is these people who will say, after they're asked a question, they'll go on like 15, 20 minutes, and they say a lot of words, but they don't ever really say anything.
No.
Yeah, that's a skill. That's how I got through college, when you had to get up and do a report in front of the class and stuff.
I know how you got through college.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway. But folks, yes, the Retro Show, this is the episode where we're going to be asking Chris a lot of questions. So, are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Man,
awesome.
I'm ready. I can't be, this camera, I don't know why. The way I'm sitting, I just keep looking over towards my camera, cutting eye rolls.
That's okay. You can look at it. You see, it's okay to look at the people every once in a while. But I also got this so I can look at you.
I appreciate it. I like it.
Because, honestly, it would be kind of weird if we were just doing this at them the whole time. Welcome to the Retro Show. Man.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. It's like we've said to older guys like us before. Don't be creepy old guy.
Right.
Don't be creepy old guy.
I don't want to be that creepy old guy.
I don't want to be creepy old guy either. But Anyway, folks, we're going to take a short break. We're going to say thank you to our producers. If you'd like to be a producer, it's a mere $3 a month.
Come on, people.
$3 a month. Go to retroshow.net.
You'll never miss it.
You'll never miss it. And you can support the podcast, and you can help us get cool things like I bought. Our producers bought us
Yep.
a new rig for shooting video with your phone.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
I did dig that. That was all right.
And so that's for both of us to use when we want to go out and do videos in the wild, as it were. So there you go. We're going to be right back, and we're going to be talking to Chris Curtis to get to know more about Chris, for you guys to know more about Chris, right here on The Retro Show. Well, Chris, we got a brand new producer.
I love it.
I do. I love it.
Love it.
It's Kate S.
Kate S.
Yes. She
Kate
now
S.
joins the...
Kate S.
Kate S.
I like
S.
it. Kate S.
And she... it's Kate S. And she is now a proud producer of the... Well, I don't know how proud she is, but she is nice
She
enough to
gotta
give
be
us money.
proud, man.
Yeah.
She probably got a Team Chris shirt.
You would know, you would think. You would think. Also on the list, of course,
LNC Corporation.
you don't cross LNC
You
Corporation.
never cross
You don't even
LNC.
think about it.
That's right.
Roger McDougal.
Melinda Hignite.
Yeah. Hey, Melinda. Thank you.
Yep.
Dusty Breeze.
Old Dusty Breeze.
Old Dusty Breeze.
Kevin Goff.
Thank you, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin, appreciate it, brother.
Norton. And then we got Chris B.
Nancy Schwartz.
Nancy Swartz. Big Josh Ramsey.
Joshua Ramsey off the trail.
Comes in riding in off the trail and wants rye whiskey right
He
now.
wants a little bit of that coffee we make.
I know, some of that coffee. Fran Adams.
Fran. EM.
E.M. Thank you very much. And Bradford the Behemoth Mason. And
The one number one in our hearts.
the very first producer, Tanya Hyman.
Tanya Holland. And you're number one, Tanya.
Thank you so much to all of our fantastic supporters. You can also support the podcast by heading to retroshow.net to find out more. Thank you
That
very
means
much.
you, Moose.
Moose! And we're coming back in 3, 2. And 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Retro Show. It's one of those things that it's going to be edited out. They're not going to see that part.
Are you sure?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah. Depends. If I'm looking if it works, sometimes I
Don't
can't.
say that word.
What?
Depends.
Depends. We're not that old yet. It's just not like I'm sitting here going, okay, now we can go on. Thank you. What was that? Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
One of the funniest scenes in the movie. It's got Michael Caine and Steve Martin.
Steve Martin's a classic. So is
He's
Michael
a
Caine.
classic.
I mean,
Oh,
classics.
both those guys are great. That's a great movie. That came out in the 80s too, I think.
I've got a really mellow voice tonight for some reason. I'm just
That's right, ladies and
Hey.
gentlemen. Hey, how you doing?
Put
Hey, Chris,
on
I think you need to start the podcast.
put on your favorite laid back, gentle, romantic music, and light a few candles, and let's learn about me.
That's right.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Because I knew we couldn't get started until you did
Definitely ready.
this. And this time you didn't spray beverage
A little drip.
everywhere.
As I always say, drink local.
All right, so, Chris, the topic of the show tonight, not so much a retro, well, you and I are both kind of retro.
We are retro.
Because we're in our 50s. But I'm going to ask you some questions so the folks out there that listen to this podcast can get to know you better. Now, in a later episode, you come up with some questions, and we'll do a Butch episode. God help me. So some of these are kind of things that are maybe a little it's like but most of them are tend to be kind of lighthearted. So what restaurant, Chris, that does not exist any longer would you like to see come back?
Senor Bob's.
Senor Bob's. That was good. Yeah.
It was good. I mean, it's a lot like Taco Villa in Russellville.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
It was a
place to
local fast food Mexican restaurant for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Senor Bob's.
eat. Absolutely.
Did you like the mixed cheese dip? That was what I liked.
You know what? Bean burritos.
The those are so good. Yeah, Senor Bob's.
I got to go there as a little kid with my dad. My dad would always take me to Senor Bob's.
Yeah.
I always got a bean burrito.
That's
Always.
Yep.
And I carried that tradition on to Taco Bell when me and you would run across
Yes.
4 lanes of
Traffic.
death.
We're running across it because we got to get our bean burrito and enchiritos. Okay, Taco Bell stopped selling the enchilada.
They did, and that was a
that's
mistake.
They brought it back for a little while. They
Yeah,
should've
but it
just-
wasn't the same, man. They were
It
using
wasn't.
a flour tortilla, not
I
a
know
corn tortilla.
it's not the same, and they just messed
Taco
it up.
Bell, I mean, if you like Taco Bell these days, it's not what we grew up on.
No, it
And
was.
I will
actually-
tell you, it's like a last resort.
Yeah,
but it used to be number one.
number one.
It is a last resort.
Dude, when they first came out with that border menu and it was like 39-cent tacos
Yep.
and stuff like that. Man, that, for college guys like us, that was
Yep.
fantastic.
It was awesome.
Okay, next question: are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm definitely an extrovert.
You're an extrovert.
Me and my brother are totally opposite. My brother's an introverted. I mean, he doesn't like crowds. He doesn't like going out. And
Yeah.
I want to be gone.
Yeah.
I want to talk to people. I'll talk to everybody. I don't
Yeah.
care who it is. Anybody out there, any of these people on this list that know me, some of these producers know me personally, and they'll tell you, yeah, I'm an extrovert. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
How did you meet Cindy?
I was working at a local arcade downtown Conway. I was 20 years old, and we had a mutual friend. I didn't know her, but I had a mutual friend, and I had a fast car, and they wanted to go ride in my car.
Was that the Black Dodge?
That was the black, Conquest. And she sat in the back seat, and I kept looking at her in the rearview mirror. Man, that girl is cute. She is so cute. And I asked the girl that I was with, I said, hey, man, she got a boyfriend? No. I said, you think she'd go out with me? Yeah, but don't get attached. She don't stay with anybody too long. I said, perfect. That's what I mean. That's perfect. And that was
now
37
years
ago.
later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
I
great.
couldn't make it. I don't want to make it a day. I can make it, but I don't want to make it a day without her. She is my best friend. She
Isn't
is.
it wild? It's I know when sometimes Debbie goes out of town, I don't sleep well.
No, me neither. Oh,
can't-
no.
when
I don't sleep well when Debbie's out of town. Because you're calling me, hey, man, what are you doing? Debbie's gone. Come on over.
That could have gone so many different jokes, but thank you. Well, that's really cool, man. And
Yeah.
you and Cindy have been together a really long time, have 2 great kids.
We do.
know.
And I talk a lot about my daughter on here, and she's just growing up. She's grown up,
Yeah.
and it's everything we are. All of us went through, except we didn't have female hormones and everything else going on. Girls are mean, dude.
Oh.
Girls are mean. Holy crap.
They're a lot meaner than guys.
They
telling
really
you. 'Cause,
are.
See, I grew up with 3 older sisters, so I knew this.
Yeah,
They're
they're mean, dude.
they are. They'll get them teenage girls.
But she is a good soul.
Yeah.
And she got a good heart, and her heart's always in the right place, and I really like that about her. and
That's
she
great.
makes me laugh every day. She really does. And then next time I'm trying to find a place to bury the body.
Yeah.
So,
That's kids in general.
yeah.
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 Okay, so at this point, this is kind of one of those what if questions. If you could change careers right now, let's say somebody said, you know what, man, I'm going to pay all your bills while you get started in a new career. Would you change careers at this point, and what would you do?
This late in life, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I really originally wanted to be a game warden. That's what I wanted to be.
Yeah. You know what? I could absolutely see you doing that.
I really did. And I got an interview, and I was ill prepared for the interview.
For the interview.
And it crushed me. It really did crush me, because that was my dream. Was to
How
do
old
that.
were you when you tried that?
I was 21.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, 21 years old.
Right.
You didn't have to have a college degree at that time. And I didn't do enough research ahead of time on basically what the interview was going to be.
Yeah.
And I had 4 game wardens sitting up there interviewing me, and they're all popping questions, and I was just sweating bullets, and I didn't, just nervous.
Well, it leads me into the next question, and let's go back to when you were a kid. What did you want to be then?
Game warden.
Game warden. So you always did want to be a
Yeah.
game warden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, I love to be outdoors. I
Yeah.
love to hunt and fish, and I think animals, the animals that we hunt, and some people out there aren't hunters, and I get it. I do, but in the same sense, I try not to kill anything I'm not going to eat,
No, I don't know.
and animals deserve to be protected
Yep.
and deserve to be. We have hunting seasons for a reason.
Yes.
And some people out there just don't see it that way.
Yeah.
And I just think it's wrong.
Yeah.
So I would like to correct that.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I absolutely agree 100% on there. So hamburgers or hot dogs?
hamburgers.
Hamburgers. You know what? I'm with you.
I mean,
But-
don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm at a baseball game, and I do like baseball, y'all, yeah, I'll get a hot dog.
Hot dog and stuff.
Absolutely. And I
Yep.
mean, or a rodeo, go to a rodeo.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said that the cheapest hot dog in the world, just throw some mustard on it and it'll fill a void if
Yeah.
you're hungry. So
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. But I'd rather have a burger.
What would you do if you won the lottery?
This is one of those things. I know people sit around and think about all the stuff they do. The first thing I would do would be find a piece of property that I could do what I wanted to on, basically.
Yeah.
I
So a
mean,
big enough piece of property
yeah.
where you wanted it. Right.
I mean, I don't want thousands of acres, but I mean, I would really like to have a couple of 100 acres. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
To run around on and do what I wanted to on and live there in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere would be fine with me. I know internet has become a big thing. I don't have to have it. I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, I can do without it.
Right.
We did without it.
We did without
It was fine.
We did
so
without
we made it. I've always thought that I would, a shout out to Bigelow Schools, East End School District.
Right.
I would definitely put a lot of money into their sports,
Their sports programs.
especially the baseball and softball programs, because my kids
Yeah.
benefited from that, and they accepted my kids and took us into that community, and I can't ever repay them.
Right.
I can't, and I always thought I would do that. The place that I work, I would build a big gymnasium for gathering and for doing therapies and stuff like that in.
Is that a need?
I mean, we have a space, but it's. I don't think it's big enough.
I'm
I
just
think-
saying, if there's anybody out there that's interested, writing a check,
Yeah,
funding that.
yeah.
So,
I mean, it would
call him.
it would be a really cool thing for the kids to have a space to go in and do extracurricular activities. Because most, in fact, just about 99% of them in that building are wheelchair bound. They're not
Right,
walking.
right,
So
right.
It would be a cool thing.
Yeah, it would.
So, and then one of the churches,
Yeah.
whichever one I'd feel like could benefit, maybe
He's doing-
several.
he's
I
doing
would-
the best work with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to be comfortable. I don't need a whole bunch of money. I just
Yeah, that's
don't want
me.
to worry about money.
Yeah.
That's the deal. That's
me.
the nice thing. I don't
That's
want to worry
me.
about money.
Yeah. If I didn't have to worry about it, I really don't want a lot more than what I have right now.
No.
You know.
I mean, what do you need?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'd probably buy a little cabin on the White River somewhere.
Yeah.
Just a getaway cabin for me to go fish. I love to trout fish. So
Yeah.
I would
You
do
and
that.
I have floated down the White River plenty of times and went, man, that'd be a great place.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
You
man.
know.
I mean, it's kind of a hidden gem, and it draws a lot of people to the state every year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story, rabbit hole, real quick. We were in Breckenridge, Colorado, and it was the end of the ski season. I've been seeing a lot of guys in Silverthorne out in the middle of that river fly fishing.
Right.
And I was like, man, that'd be cool. And we were downtown Breckenridge. We'd gone to dinner, and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to run in this fly shop. They had a fly shop there in Breckenridge. I said, I just want to go in there and look around and see what they got. And I walked in there, and the guy behind the counter, up behind him, he had like a 4-pound brown
Yeah.
that was mounted up there.
That's a good size
And I
brownie.
just said, nice fish. And he goes, man, that's a monster. And I said, mister, I don't want to doubt your word, but from where I come from, that's an average fish. And he said, where are you from? I said, I'm from Arkansas. What the hell are you doing here? I'd give my right leg to be fishing in Arkansas. Nah, we don't have ski slopes. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, but it was just a funny story because everybody that really fishes trout, they want to come to Arkansas.
Yeah.
They want to fish the white monster fish.
It's fun.
monster. It is
It's
fun.
a blast. It really is.
I am totally relaxed on that river.
It is. It is absolutely relaxing.
For sure.
Except when I'm pulling, when they're generating and I'm pulling moss off every cast. If you fish, you know.
Yep.
So here's what. So tell a favorite funny story that you're comfortable telling that involves you and me.
Man, it would have to be the night we stayed in the tent and all the girls were up on the hill.
Oh,
I mean, dude, there's so
was so
much happened
funny.
that night, and it was as long as I live, and God rest his soul. I mean, he has passed away, but watching Eric Ney fly 10 feet through the air off a 10 speed on his face across the pavement.
well, I hope it was worth it because he wrecked your 10 speed.
He did, man. It was done.
It was done.
It was completely
The frame
totaled.
was bent. I
So
mean,
he takes off on my 10 speed, and it's like midnight. It's
dark.
dark.
yeah,
he,
just street lights.
he cuts the corner, and the corner had been washed away by the ditch, and it was just wide enough for the front tire to fit in there. And he
Yeah.
just launched him. I will never forget that.
You know,
And
that's
then-
one of those things that if you did that at your age now,
Oh, good Lord!
you're
man.
going to the hospital.
Absolutely.
You're going to be
Probably in traction.
In traction. You're going to have to go through months of physical therapy.
Yes.
He jumped up and went, ow.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah, it wasn't really owl, but it
Yeah,
was close.
it was close.
And then that red GMC coming down going down the other road.
we were so busted.
Oh my gosh!
We were so busted. Like,
Your dad coming down there. Boys, Butch won't be back out tonight. Y'all stay in the tent, yes sir. Oh Lord, yeah, that's probably my favorite.
oh man, that is a hilarious story. That's a good story now. That is a good story.
I mean, we've told it on here before.
Yeah, we have,
and
but
I'm
it's
sorry,
so
but it
funny.
is.
No, it is funny.
It is a memory that will always stick with me, and there's a bunch of them, Jack. I mean, we mentioned the twins on here, Joe Powers, Ty, Kyle King. I mean, who else lived out there? Alan Dotson lived out there.
Was-
Our current county judge.
Okay, yeah, here in Faulkner County,
Alan Dotson
Arkansas.
lived right across the
Yeah.
street from me. Brian Ratliff lived next door to me. Mitchell Fusiliers, Michelle Heffington, the Picketts,
Yeah,
the Leah Burrell.
Ratliffs.
Yeah, Ratliffs lived right next door.
Yeah.
Who else? The Russes.
Tears,
that's how we got in trouble that night because we were going all the girls right
Yeah,
with the Russes.
yes. Stephanie had a sleepover.
Yes, she did.
And so it was the last day of school. I remember.
Yeah.
It was the last day of school. And
Yeah.
so she had a big bunch of people up there. And we decided we're going to go see them girls.
And that, shout out to Miss Russ if she ever listens to this. Miss Russ is absolutely one of my favorite people.
Yeah,
in
she's a
entire
sweetheart.
So good to me.
Yeah.
Love her.
Yep.
Her to death.
So if you could only have one food the rest of your life,
Bean burrito.
it'd be serious?
I can eat them. I can eat them for breakfast, lunch,
No
and
steak,
dinner.
pizza, anything like that. Bean burrito.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'm serious, and people think I'm crazy when I tell that, but I'd never get tired of them.
You know what? There's something to be said for just bean and cheese and a
Yeah,
flour
man.
tortilla.
A little bit of hot sauce. It's good.
Remember the
Good to
green
go.
sauce they used to
I
have? That
loved
was
it was awesome.
that was the best.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And they just run Pizza Hut. You have run Taco Bell. I hate to
Yes,
tell
they
you
have.
that.
Trout fishing or disc golf?
Yeah,
It's like which kid, you know?
I can't. There's no.
can't?
There's no. I mean,
Because I know you love both of them.
I love them both very much, and but I get to play disc golf more than I get to trout fish.
Yeah,
So if I had to choose one,
yeah,
I'd probably take trout fishing.
yeah,
I mean, honestly.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. If you don't, there's
there's a significant investment in both.
yeah, but you bought a boat to go trout fish with.
And
Do you still have the boat?
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Or they'll
making
bury that boat with me. Cannon thinks she's getting it. Nope, son, that's my casket.
That's my casket. Yeah. What'd you last listen to on Spotify?
Today?
Yep.
Oh, God. David Gilmour.
David Gilmour.
I ran a playlist of David Gilmour and a lot of off his albums. Yeah, I like.
Cool.
Man, I like guitarists, so
Yeah.
he's a good one.
Kind of a strange one here. If you could have a superpower, but it has to be kind of useless, what would it be?
Kind of useless.
Yeah.
A useless superpower. I don't know what would be a useless superpower.
Like you couldn't go out and be a superhero with it, but
No, Butch, you've caught me off guard. I don't really know, dude.
I know what mine would be.
Tell me, and then maybe that'll.
I would never lose my keys. I would always have a sense of where my keys were.
Okay, they make these things called key rings or
Yeah.
key.
Oh, I've got the little beeper thing.
No. The ones where you hang them up on the wall. A key rack.
Yeah.
I've got one right inside the door I come in. Keys go right there. The keys are always freaking there.
Are you Henry Potter? Are you a wizard?
I mean, I'd make mud if I knew how. I mean, to me, it drives me crazy because my wife does that. My daughter does that. They come in and they lay their keys down.
I'm the worst at it.
My son hangs his keys up.
I have a place now where I put them.
Yeah,
But
you got to.
A
You got to.
designated location. I've learned that. Yeah.
Superpower that it was useless. Hell, I don't know. You know what? You know what would be cool? Kind of a useless for everybody else, but good for you. Being able to control the red and green lights.
Oh, that would be cool. See there?
You know, every time you're pulling up to a red light, it turns green, and you
Yeah.
just keep going because I hate them. I freaking hate. Being stopped.
It seems like if you start hitting red lights, you hit every one of them.
Yeah. Now, my wife will tell you the ones out there by Axiom, between Axiom and the freeway, they're known as the three bitches because you get there at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and it is,
And
it's
yeah.
awful.
It's terrible.
Awful.
I'm glad. That's one reason I'm glad I don't commute anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
spent 28 years driving back and forth.
It'd be cool to
from
be
here
able to just
Little
move
Rock.
people out of your lane too. Just
I always thought
Smooth
yes, use the force.
why get in the fast lane and drive the speed limit or under? Why? Get over and get your ass out of the fast lane. And
True
it's
story.
the people who sit there and you can't drive any faster than the speed limit. Yes,
Yeah,
I can.
yes, I can.
And I want to, and I'll pay the ticket if I get
And
caught.
it's actually
Move!
in Arkansas. It is against the law.
It is, and they
to
just
ride
still
in the
do it.
left lane. And finally, some police have been pulling them over.
Thank God.
Yeah,
I get pulled over for different reasons. But
for different reasons. Sir, you were going 100.
Hey, I had a state trooper. He was in the Camaro. We got right here to Conway, and I was rolling. I never saw him, and he came up behind me, and then he was right beside me, and I looked over at him, and he goes, "Slow down," and I went, "Yes, sir." Just slow down. He kept rolling, didn't give me a ticket.
That's cool. That's cool. What are you proudest of in your life?
Personally, my one of my greatest personal achievements was Eagle Scout. My dad wanted me to get that so bad.
That's people don't know. For those of you who don't know, they don't just hand those out.
It was a process.
You work for them. Yeah.
But it was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
And Hayden Racher, if you're listening to this, that's why I was kind of on you so much about finishing yours before you turned 18, because you put in all that time and work and just don't let it go. But as far as that, my kids, those are my greatest achievements, basically. I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Okay. I'm terrified to ask this one. What's one thing you know about me that others would be surprised to learn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places to go with this. Huh? And it's like my mind's going, no.
No,
No.
no,
No.
no.
No. No. No. I don't really have one.
You don't really have one?
I don't. I
Yeah,
mean,
that you could tell.
Butch is an excellent cook, and he has always been an excellent cook, and he's still an excellent cook. And he yeah, I think that
and I appreciate that. You know where that came from?
your dad.
It did, but you know why I really wanted to learn how to cook? I was youngest. Mm-hmm. Had 3 older sisters. My that lived with
Spoiled
us.
rotten brat. Anyway, go ahead.
That lived with us. You know, I have a brother and a sister from Dad's first marriage, and then my 3 sisters from Mom's first marriage. And so, you know, I'm the baby of the group there. They, you know, my mom and dad worked. They ran a veterinary clinic together. My sisters, I had to rely on them to cook, and it was not good. And so, I mean, I'm sorry, sis, all of you, but you know, it was. If you remember how bad Ellie Mae Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies cooked, it was kind of like that. Yeah, and so
Shooting biscuits.
I learned. I tell people I learned how to cook out of self-defense.
Yeah.
And my dad was an excellent cook, so
He was.
And to his credit, and him and Mom both, they let me just say, "I want to cook," and so it's okay. What do you want to cook? And they would just let me, and they let me experiment in the kitchen too.
I got that. I mean, I got that also at my house. My
And
dad was
so-
a great cook.
Yeah,
so-
and so you learn. Oh, that doesn't taste good. That does taste good.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great teacher. Just learning from experience. And
Right.
so they didn't mind if I messed things up. I had to do dishes, you know, if I messed things up. But they let me get in the kitchen and cook, which was very helpful after we got married. Because when we first got married, my wife's experience in the kitchen was very little.
No, she had an easy bake oven. We've
Yeah,
heard this.
but you know, she was.
There's
You
only
know,
so many brownies you can eat.
let's just say that when we first got married, had she lost her spatula, it's not like Da Vinci lost their paintbrush or anything like that. So, but she has gotten to where she is a very good cook now. So, you know, it just came with time. And
You know what
and
my
everything.
tiny little wife can cook the best?
What's that?
Desserts.
Desserts?
Oh my gosh. She she makes a homemade peach pie in the summers. I would put it up against either one of my grandmas.
Really?
Absolutely.
Is that good, huh?
Absolutely.
Debbie is also. Let me tell you where Debbie is better than me at, and it's baking. Because baking is an
That's not all, folks. Anyway, go ahead.
Because baking is an exact science.
It is.
You know,
It is.
Where
I
cooking, you
agree.
can kind of fly by the seat of your pants. Baking is cause and effect. It is a certain amount of liquid, a certain amount of flour, and some kind of leavening agent. And she's better at that than me.
Yeah.
She makes really good baked stuff. So yeah,
Cindy does too.
Yeah.
And it's disheartening. She makes pecan chocolate chip cookies. I don't really like chocolate chip cookies, but I ain't missing those.
those are great. Huh?
Oh my gosh! And get them right when they come out of the oven.
A little bit of, you know, cookies like that are a gateway to milk.
They are, and
They are.
We don't keep milk in the house anymore. We have half and half for coffee. That's what I put in my coffee.
Yeah.
Half and half. But if I have milk in the house and cereal, I'll have a bowl. I like cereal too.
I do too.
But
I don't eat it a lot, but I've got it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, last question. This could be the most important question, Chris, for people to really get to know the real Chris Curtis. In Scooby-Doo, Daphne or Velma?
Oh, definitely Daphne.
Daphne. All day, every day.
I mean,
Come on.
the
You know, some
it's
people like the nerdy
it's
girl,
it's
but, you
those
know.
redheads, man.
Yeah, you know.
It's those redheads. But in the same sense, you look at Velma. Velma's down to earth. She's probably going to be a little bit wilder.
Well, she'll make more money, too. Huh? She'll make more money, too.
Oh,
Because,
well,
she's,
yeah, probably.
yeah. Long term.
Long term, more money.
Long-term.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean. So, anyway, well, Dave, thanks. Thanks for playing along.
You're
Thanks
welcome,
for
and I
playing the
don't know
game.
how well I did, but That's pretty much my life.
I would score it a 9.2.
9.2.
Yeah.
0.8 because I didn't come up with a superpower.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's
But
just
I did. I
it's a
finally
small,
did.
You did, and it was just a small deduction. So,
yeah. I didn't stick the dismount.
Yeah, you didn't stick the dismount, and it was the Eastern judges from the Eastern Bloc that
Yeah,
didn't.
of course.
You know how
the
that
French
is.
judge.
Oh, dans la suite de soir.
He missed that question. Such is life.
Such is life. Such is life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a fun episode. It's a get to know Chris episode. So someday we'll, God help us, Chris will come up with questions for me. Yeah. Listen, we appreciate you guys listening. Everything you need to know about this podcast is at retroshow.net. And listen, I love all of you, and I like some of you. So go out and make your day, people.
AMF, guys.